Now we start with the case presentations. Group 3 and Group 4. Which group would like to go first?
We can go first. I think all my members are here.
Okay, and did you submit the presentation in the Canvas or did you email
Uh,
me?
I have to ask my teammates.
Yeah, either submit in Canvas or email me, but I mean, I should have your presentations at least.
Sure. We will email the PowerPoints to you after the speech.
Okay, okay, yeah, sure.
Thank-
Yeah, you can start.
Professor, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hello everyone, we're Team 3 and today we'll be presenting the strategic analysis of Trader Joe's. And Trader Joe's is a US grocery retail chain operating in the specialty grocery segment. They focus heavily on private label products with a limited assortment, around like 4,000 products compared to 50,000 at typical supermarkets. And their strategy is built on product differentiation and unique store experience. They compete with Walmart, Costco, and Whole Foods, Kroger, but they differentiate rather than compete purely on price. And here, here's the first part, which is Porter's five forces analysis. And let's start with the competitive rivalry. So Trader Joe facing major competitors like Walmart, Costco, and Whole Foods. The grocery industry operates on thin margins, which leads to constant price wars. And Trader Joe is basically squeezed from many aspects and facing a big pressure. For example, like Walmart dominates with scale and low prices, and Whole Foods targets premium customers, and everyone's fighting for the same shoppers. So the competitive rivalry is really high. And so next is the threat of new entrants. And entering the grocery retail industry requires significant capital and also the years to build brand loyalty and complex supply chains. So for Trader Joe's specific model, developing private label products adds even more complexity. And Tesco is a good example. Tesco is a major UK retailer, and Tesco tried to enter in with fresh and easy stores, investing heavily, but Tesco finally failed and existed the market. Even experienced retailer struggle here. And there's also the exception, like the uh retailer like Walmart already have the infrastructure, and Walmart also have the resources and the capital to imitate the Trader Joe's model. And but for the new entrants like Tesco, barriers are very high. And next is the threat of the substitutes. And uh, the alternatives definitely exist. Like you can go restaurants, delivery, or meal kits, or bars or drugstores. And but Trader Joe's defends through 80% exclusive products and Trader Joe's unique items keep customer coming back even when using substitutes for other needs. And here's the buyer powers. Here's the bargaining power of buyers. Buyers have significant power, zero switching costs, price sensitive for basics, and easy comparison shopping. But Trader Joe's might get through exclusive products, strong brand loyalty, and willing to pay premium for unique experience. Also, reduce the buyer power. So will moderate the bargaining power of the buyers is moderate to high. Sorry. And this is last one is bargaining power of a supplier. Since 80% of the products are private labels, and it means easy suppliers switching. And Trader Joe's own the brand, not the suppliers. So for suppliers, 500 more stores means a valuable contract and guaranteed volume. They are motivated to offer competing pricing. So supplier power is weak. So let's go next part.
Yeah. Rather than like thinking of Trader Joe's customers in demographic terms alone, it is more useful to view them as a selected customer segment. First, Trader Joe's customers are highly educated and intellectually curious. Roughly like 80% have attended college, and many are interested in travel, culture, and learning. This matters because these customers are comfortable like evaluating products beyond brand familiarity and are open to new and unfamiliar offerings. Second, they are like value oriented but not price obsessed. Rather than like chasing the lowest possible price, they seek quality and reasonable prices. Like this allows like Trader Joe's compete on like perceived value instead of like engaging in like constant price competition or promotional discounting. Third, these customers are like adventurous and open to like new products. They actively like enjoy discovery like and are willing to like rely on the retailer to curate choices for them. Like in effect, they outsource parts of the decision-making process to Trader Joe's. Fourth, Trader Joe's customers are largely brand indifferent and trust-driven. Purchasing like decisions are guided by trust in the retailer's judgment rather than like by national brands or advertising signals. This fundamentally changes how the firm can design its assortment and brand strategy. Next slide, please. Yeah. The chart at the top left shows that Trader Joe's customer place the greatest weight on trust in the retailer, product discovery, and perceived value, while assigning like relatively low importance to like rational brand recognition. This preference structure fundamentally like changes what strategy is like feasible, because customers are willing to like rely on the retailer's judgment. Trader Joe's can impose like a deliberate strategic constraints, limited like SKUs, private label dominance, and minimal like advertising. These constraints are not like simply cost-saving tactics. They function as design choices that reduce like operational complexity while increasing managerial control over quality, pricing, and differentiation. What allows this like a constrained strategy to persist is culture, is its culture. As shown in the framework below, Trader Joe's operates with an employee-driven, trust-based culture that embeds credibility, product knowledge, and personalized interaction directly at the point of sale. In effect, the firm replaces external marketing signals with internal human capital, allowing culture to substitute for advertising. Taken together, these elements create a self-reinforcing selection mechanism. Customers who value trust and discovery are systematically attracted to Trader Joe's, while customers who demand convenience or brand signaling self-selected out. So the outcome is not only high loyalty, but a structurally defensible business model characterized by strong repeat visitation and the industry-leading sale per square foot. One that competitors struggle to imitate because it depends on alignment rather than the scale. Thank you.
All right, since my teammates already introduced and explained Trader Joe's strategies in all levels, I'll just go straight to white steamed pork ginger soup dumplings, or we call it like xiaolongbao in Chinese, and how it's gonna reflect on Trader Joe's strategies. So first, this product demonstrates Trader Joe's focused differentiation strategies. So instead of offering a wide range of frozen dumplings, as other traditional supermarkets like Costco or 99 Ranch, Trader Joe's offers a single carefully curated option, which inspired by authentic Chinese soup dumplings. And also, this product highlights Trader Joe's focus on value rather than the lowest price. So as a customer, I perceive this product as high quality, authentic, and convenient, which reinforces Trader Joe's reputation for delivering strong price quality trade-offs, which means they focus more on like a reasonable price instead of the lowest price. And to prove that, I even put the pictures right here. Like the upper pictures are the Trader Joe's product, and the down there was cooked I think from Costco. And thirdly, the soap dumplings reflect Trader Joe's private label strategy, which I think my teammates mentioned before. So this product is sold exclusively under the Trader Joe's brand, which allows the company to control quality, sourcing, and the pricing while avoiding national brand premiums. Because it is a private label, customers cannot easily compare prices across stores, which strengthens Trader Joe's competitive position. So finally, but not least, and if we look forward, the success of this product reflects Trader Joe's core competitions, like including product creation expertise and strong supplier relationships and a deep understanding of customer preferences. These capabilities are difficult for competitors to imitate and help sustain Trader Joe's competitive advantage. Thank you.
And here's my part for defining is Trader Joe a cost leader or differentiator. So here's my group mate always said the Trader Joe is a differentiator because here's our findings. Like Trader Joe is best described as a focused differentiator, like because its price are relatively low, but the company does not compete it by offering the lowest price in the market. Like instead, it differentiates itself through a curate product assortment, like a high share of the private label products and unique in-store experiences. And also Trader Joe by limiting the product's variety and emphasizing their own brands items like the Trader Joe's that control the cost while maintaining the quality and their differentiation. So that's why we call it a differentiator. And next, please. So here's the strategy trade-off at trade shows. Like trade shows make deliberate strategy trade-off to support its business model. It gives up their board product variety, national brands, and loyalty programs, coupons, and self-checkout. So these choices they reduce the operational complexity and also they lower the cost and reinforcing a consistent brand experience. And also in return, like trade shows benefit from higher efficiency, like a strong employee customer interaction, and like a loyal customers who like value the experience and which will like keep choosing the trade shows as their choices to go to the market. And yeah, that's all for my part. Like,
Let's move on to the final question. So do you guys believe other supermarket can achieve Trader Joe's success? Why not? So in my view, it's definitely not. Because firstly, Trader Joe's success is built on a consistent long-term strategy rather than isolated practice that can be easily copied. And the company focus on the limit product assortment and a strong private label strategy, which helps reduce cost and simplify the operations. So in addition, Trader Joe's has an efficient supply chain and straight cost rules, enabling to offer a competitive price while maintaining quality. And also, its organizational culture plays an important role. So as joint employee training and friendly service create a high consumer loyalty. So because all of those elements works together, it's difficult for competitor to replicate Trader Joe's business model. Okay, next page. So for competitor, traditional supermarket usually operate with large uh, inventories, so complex supplier relationships and frequent promotional activities. So to truly imitate Trader Joe's model, they would need to make major trade-offs. So like eliminating many product and changing long-standing customer expectations. And this change are risky and could harm their existing operations and consumer base. So as a result, many supermarkets are unwilling or unable to fully commit to Trader Joe's model, which explain why its success is difficult to replicate. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Good job, guys. You exhaustively covered almost everything related to the case. Good job. So now we have next group 4.
Yeah. I got it. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, so we are group 4, and we're also presenting on Trader Joe's. So to jump right into a Porter's Five Forces analysis, a little view of the industry is it's a very, very competitive industry. There are premium grocers like Whole Foods, there are discount grocers like Aldi, there are convenience-based grocers, there's a whole spectrum, and there are stores that fill every single niche throughout the spectrum. So competition is very high, margins are very low. If we look specifically at Trader Joe's, the bargaining power of the suppliers in this case is actually pretty low because they deal instead of having, 50,000 SKUs, they go lower amount of SKUs, they buy in higher volume, they keep their product selection smaller, which gives them more negotiating power when they're buying their product. And then also through their strategy of private label offerings, it actually gives them more bargaining power because if a brand uh, is supplying a Trader Joe's store, their product is under that Trader Joe's brand. So let's say they want to go to a different store, they don't have any brand established because all anyone's ever known them as is Trader Joe's brand. If we look at the bargaining power of buyers in this case, it's moderate. If you're a consumer, the switching cost to go to a new store is really low. So there's no cost to drop Trader Joe's and go to a new store. So that gives the consumer a good amount of leverage. But at the same time, people don't want to just be switching stores all the time because they have their store that they go to. They're familiar with it. They know where the meat aisle is. They know where the vegetable aisle is. They know where they want to go. So people don't necessarily want to be just switching to the store that has the lowest prices or, does this the best every time they go out to buy groceries. Um, as far as the threat of substitutes go, it's moderate to high. There is innovation. Um, More recently, there's been a lot more online grocery ordering through delivery services, threats like Amazon, which Trader Joe's is not really established in that area. They're a very much in-person store. And also from a convenience perspective, they're an assortment style store, which means you can't go there usually and get every single thing. Let's say you have a family. You can't get every single thing that you need for your family. They're gonna have many things. They're gonna have products you maybe like, but they're not gonna have the selection say a Walmart would have. So you're not gonna be able to get maybe every last thing on your list, whereas other one-stop shop style stores may have everything that you need. And lastly, as far as threat of new entrants goes, it is high because there are many global giants in the space, and they have lots of money that they can throw around to try and really approach the Trader Joe's style that they've been successful at. So, because there's a lot of money in the industry, there always is that threat, even though there is a decently high barrier of entry, at least cost-wise. And then also, it's the same with digital disruption with Amazon or other delivery services. That more recently is becoming more prevalent in the market and is adding to threats that Trader Joe's is facing. Okay, let's see. Okay.
Alrighty. So going off of that, like bargaining power of buyers, we'll talk a little bit about the customers and the customer base. So, I guess it's kind of a repetition, but the according to Trader Joe's, about 80% of their customer base attends college. So these are very, educated, very health conscious people. And they're also very, spirited people, very adventurous people, people who are willing to learn more even, in the food they eat. So they're much more open to, these new exotic cuisines that Trader Joe's is putting out under their private labels. And it kind of gives the sort of culture as well to Trader Joe's also because of like where they choose to position themselves. So they choose to position themselves by like universities and highly educated areas. But it also giving that like sort of ethnic vibe to it in a sense. It makes customers a lot more loyal because it's something new, it's something different than what other supermarket brands are doing. And it brings a lot of engagement. And obviously, it ties in a lot with their strategy, which is more on the next slide. So yeah, their strategy with that, right? Obviously, along with, doing a lot of different, experimental foods and like ethnic foods, they also do like a scarcity modeling. So having like a 10 to 15 week like urgency on different things before they discontinue them. It keeps customers coming in, right? Checking, what's new this week, coming in at least, once every 2 weeks to see what new items they have, what Trader Joe's is going to do next. It keeps customers guessing. It keeps them loyal because, they know there's always going to be something new. And it also like helps how the culture works there too. The South Sea culture kind of gives like a very relaxed vibe, which puts customers at ease, unlike, regular grocery stores where it's always like, a hunt to find exactly what you need. They, angle the shelves down so everything is visible from the beginning of the aisle. They noted, they have their own like language instead of, screaming over the intercom like other grocery stores do. And, all of this also helps them cut costs with what they're doing, limiting their technology, not using the intercom, not opting for self-checkouts. It keeps things more personable, keeps things more real, and customers really appreciate that. Oh, I forgot to mention another point of personability was, of course, the Fearless Flyer newsletter that they send, which also helps to their personability because, rather than just having coupons or whatever, customers would get this sort of like personalized letter to their home that, says what sales there are and guarantees that, low price everyday model that Trader Joe's really strives for.
For the product, I decided, or I kind of saw that the Trader Joe's private label wine, known as Charles Shaw, and in this case, I picked the Merlot, also known as Two Buck Chuck. It reflects Trader Joe's strategy very well. The reason why I say this is because it's really cheap. It's $1.99 on the West Coast, $2.99 on the East Coast. And this product reflects Trader Joe's strategy of leaning into private label products, which account for more than around or more than 80% of Trader Joe's inventory. And they keep a tight assortment of the a tight assortment of inventory in each store. Like typically in yes, I am 22 to the chat. Yeah, this private label and limited assortment hybrid lets Trader Joe's buy large quantities per SKU at low prices from distributors and manufacturers. It also promotes value without relying on promotions nor loyalty programs. And one of its main competitive advantages is its low price. And throughout the store, they make customers feel as they're in a treasure hunt, boosting social culture and increasing demand. Next slide.
So some trade-offs that Trader Joe's receives, by choosing what is in the store on what to keep and what not to keep is a trade-off, as they often have only 4,000 SKUs in their supermarket stores, unlike other retailers that hold around 15,000 SKUs. Another point that they strive for is a small storefront. This aims for low cost rent, and they optimize the space they have, with thin aisles and shelves slanted in order to save as much space as possible and put as much products on the shelf. As well as they own their own private label, and it keeps a lot of the profit within Trader Joe's cycle, and it allowing for not as big brands like Coke or Pepsi to be sold in their stores, also keeps their inventory levels low. And they also heavily prioritize human interaction. They care a lot about giving great customer service to a bunch of different people, to all their customers, and they want to put a face to the name. And part of the reason they wear their Hawaiian shirts is so that they're a lot more approachable, friendly looking, and aren't always in the same exact uniform.
So one of the main questions we're addressing here is whether competitors can actually replicate Trader Joe's success. On the surface, it might seem yes, because many supermarkets can copy the visible parts of Trader Joe's model. But for example, competitors can introduce more private label products, they can open smaller format stores, or adopt everyday low pricing strategies. These elements are clearly imitable, and many grocery chains have tried and failed. As you can see on this slide here, those features alone don't explain why Trader Joe's has been so consistently successful. One of the barriers lies in Trader Joe's culture and its employee-driven customer experience. Whereas Trader Joe's invests more in its employees than most traditional supermarkets by offering higher pay, stronger benefits, and real empowerment on the store floor. As a result, the employees will stay longer, they'll feel more engaged, and genuinely care about helping their customers. This creates a shopping environment that feels personable and welcoming and not just transactional like you'd find in the normal supermarket. But over time, this approach builds strong emotional connections with those customers. The shoppers will trust Trader Joe's to curate quality and value for them. And this reduces kind of the fatigue for customers and have to decide where should they go. And by having that limited assortment and constantly changing products creates this kind of treasure hunt experience that keeps customers excited and coming back, even though they still may shop elsewhere for other items. And then if we go to the next slide, you can see this is why Trader Joe's is so difficult to imitate. Its employee culture, its limited assortment strategy, the brand trust, operational efficiency, all of these things reinforce one another as a system. If one of the imitators of them was Tesco's Fresh and Easy, and as you can see in the photo, they went out of business. They were able to copy the format, but they failed because they couldn't replicate the culture or the emotional loyalty that Trader Joe's had already built. So overall, Trader Joe's success goes beyond strategy or individual tactics. It's just rooted in deeply embedded values, people-focused decisions, and long-term consistency, which makes it extremely difficult for competitors to replicate if they even attempt to do so because it's kind of a losing proposition if they did. And I think that's the end of our slide deck.
Yep, yeah, that's the end. Thank you.
Great job, group. The two groups almost covered the entire case. So that is why I'll just quickly go over my slides, how I see the case, and some of the things that I want to discuss. So, how was the case? What do you feel about the case? Did you like it? Are you a loyal fan of Trader Joe's? Are you a fan of Trader Joe's? Actually, that should be the question.
Not kind of fan, but I like some of the products they serve, like the orange chocolate, and which is like shaped or and also tastes like orange, and also they're like their special banks, like yeah, that's
So
kind
some
of
of the
like yeah
Mhm. So some of the
differentiation.
products, yeah,
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 for me it's the same. Like I also got their candies. It's like it tastes good.
yeah. Some of the products are very unique and appealing, and that is their USP, right?
Yeah, me neither. I'm not really a fan, but I used to have some of their product like the rice. I think it's butter on something like butter on rice. Like they're easy, like really easy to cook. You can just, throw it dump in the bowl and, just cook, just add some water and put it like really easy. My host family used to give me that for my, like whatever lunch or dinner if they not at home.
Yeah, probably they keep those kind of products because students, they target students, right? And students don't have a lot of time to cook elaborate recipes, so they would want something quick to be cooked and eaten, right? Yeah, someone else was also saying something.
I'm not a fan. I don't like Trader Joe's. And only because every time I go, I feel like it's so chaotic in there. I have to spend too much time to find anything. So I'm like, no, I don't like the layout of the store. So I don't like it because of that. The products I did went couple of times and bought products from them, and I do like them. But just because of the layout, I cannot do that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
chaotically.
I thought the presentation was really interesting because there's a lot of products that are for sale that are not really for sale in other grocery stores, and they're like very interesting. And I'm also from Georgia, so Trader Joe's isn't very common down there. A lot of people don't even shop there, so I thought it was pretty interesting how convenient it is to shop there compared to other grocery stores.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time a section, like most of the people of a section, are not a fan of Trader Joe's because the previous sections they generally praised Trader Joe's a lot. I've also not shopped at Trader Joe's ever, so my experience is also through mainly theory and not practical. I generally go to Walmart and my local uh, convenience stores here. So yeah, let's see. Uh, what does the case talk about? So do you remember that one video that the case talks about? A fan made video that if I would have made a marketing video for Trader Joe's, what would it be? So the case mentions that it had like 800,000 views at the time when case was written. When was the case written, by the way? Did somebody notice? How old is the case?
2014.
Right. And this video has more than 1.1 million views now. So this is the video that they're talking about actually.
it's milk, it's bread, it's the stuff on your list. It's the strange little snacks you end up buying instead. It's booze, it's nuts, it's pills, it's peas, it's the peanut butter made of sunflower seeds. It's a box of soup, it's a bell from a boat. It's yogurt made from the milk of a goat. A bottle of juice with a crazy name. 10 kinds of soy milk that all taste the same. A $2 wine that tastes like 4. All your favorite stuff they don't have anymore. It's the cashews flavored with chili and lime. It's the bunch of bananas you buy one at a time. It's the stuff that's organic and the stuff that's not. It's the cars that won't fit in the parking lot. It's the bottled water they keep by the door. It's the ginger soy dressing they don't have anymore. A snort, a sniff, a gourd, a snack. It's the apple juice that's addictive as crack. It's cilantro pizza, it's organic lox. 4 Fuji apples in a plastic box. It's all the new products that come and go. The exact same sample 5 days in a row. It's mint flavored dog food, it's an ear from a pig. It's your morning coffee in a cup this big. A handle that rips on a paper sack. That checker you like, who'll never be back. It's the plastic grapes hanging over the wine. It's the guy with 12 items in the 10-item line. The electronic field that stops your cart. The blackboard's covered with employee art. It's a ball of ice cream that's covered with flour. It's the shelves that are empty by the dinner hour. It's the beautiful moms in their yoga clothes. It's our favorite place, it's that store, Trader Joe's. It's the cage-free eggs that aren't free range. It's the canned corn label that they never change. It's the cereal shaped like a little man. It's those great tomatoes for just $1 a can. It's 5 different flavors of lemonade. It's dried bull penises done up in a braid. It's the organic sugar that just won't pour. It's the aged Gouda cheese they don't have anymore. It's cylindrical salmon, it's pills that fizz. It's aloe chunk juice, whatever that is. It's the information that nobody reads. It's a small watermelon without any seeds. It's the oldies music they always play. It's the guy who says, put that camera away. It's the workers who smoke in the back of the store. It's that guy Trader Joe who's not there anymore. It's the manager who asks you to go. It's our favorite place, it's that store, Trader Joe's.
So, what all things from the case did you notice in the video? Like
The Hawaiian
bell
drum.
ring? Yeah, yeah.
A
Hmm.
parking lot that's always full.
Right. Parking lot that is always full. And somebody said wine crates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also say like how they always have like products that people want, but it's always missing. That's because like
Yes.
it's like always constantly
Items
missing.
items get out of stock very fast. Yes.
I don't know if it's right, but like it feels like the stuff, especially like the fruits over there, is like fresh. Like they have like a second that it shows like the watermelon and stuff like that. So which means it's
Right.
like a good like it looks good.
Hmm.
A lot of
Yeah.
organic products, which I think were talked in the case because they sell more organic things than other
Yes.
stores.
Yes.
They showed the
And
samples that Trader Joe's gives out.
yes, sampling stations. Very good. Yes. Items you have never heard of, it says in the video. Unique items, right? Private label items. Handmade drawings by the employees, right? That also we saw. Bell ringing, we saw, right? So, yeah, many of the things that uh, the case talks about, we see in this video. Yeah, I'll show you short videos. Short videos, actually.
Never have I seen nor would I have expected such excitement for a grocery store opening, but as the first customers through the door here at 8 a.m. tell us, Trader Joe's is no ordinary grocery store.
Thank you once again. Let's give it up for yourself.
Store manager Dean Gossaway prepared his staff for a big day. A huge line formed outside the new Northside store before 7 a.m.
It's very, very inexpensive, and for what you're getting a lot of organics, and it's great.
Barbara Bly lives on the north side, a die-hard Trader Joe's fan.
I have traveled to the South Hill for the last 3-4 years, and this is going to be so nice.
For Bly and the hundreds of other shoppers here this morning, this is cause for celebration. Trader Joe's employees gave each customer a lei as they entered the store. Hawaiian dancers, live music, and free food, all part of the day's festivities.
At Trader Joe's, we create neighborhood grocery stores, and so we want our stores to be themed towards the neighborhood. So we've got murals and signs and all sorts of things in the store that represent the neighborhood.
Customers flooded the aisles, got their hands on some of their favorite Trader Joe's fare, and left with big smiles on their faces.
I just love how they have a lot of organic products here and yummy food, and for a very good price as well.
Was it everything you hoped for and more?
Oh, yeah. I love the fact that the shelves were all stocked, and there was plenty of people to help you.
I loved going to the one up on the South Hill, but it was just so much further, so I'm glad that it's closer now.
Northsiders happy to be part of the Trader Joe's Club. Reporting in North Spokane, Casey Lund, KXLY 4 News.
Okay, a new Trader Joe's is now open in Prince George's County, marking the first location in the county. The new 11,000 square foot store is on Calvert Road in College Park. News 4's Dominique Moody breaks down what that grand opening means for shoppers longing for more store options.
Wow, thanks for coming out, guys.
Around 8:10, 8:15, that okay?
Oh, there's more of you. Are you ready to come shopping at your College Park Trader Joe's? Yeah! Come on in.
20 minutes before doors open, the line to get inside the new College Park Trader Joe's wrapped around the building.
We love the kettle corn popcorn and the orange chicken.
Trader Joe's mega fan Kim Barnes is happy to know that some of her favorite food items are right down the street from her home.
I love the fresh foods that I can get here, and even the quick foods I can get here.
Once inside, customers are first introduced to the fresh fruit and vegetables, followed by an array of shopper favorites. The new addition means this is the 10th Trader Joe's inside the state of Maryland, the first inside Prince George's County, and it's just off of Baltimore Avenue, right up the street from the University of Maryland, and right down the street from the College Park Metro Station.
So, did you notice where they have opened this new store?
Next to colleges.
Yes, University of Maryland College Park, UMCP, right? So that is how they strategically locate their stores, because their target segment is students. So what was the highlight of the case for you? Any special thing that you really liked? I'll share mine. I really found it unique and interesting that they do not want to make their employees specialists, but they keep them generalists. So they keep rotating their positions, right? Even at the reception, they do not allow anybody to be more than 2 hours. Do you remember the case? Right? So that everybody knows every work of the store, right? Which no other retailer does in the industry. So that was mine. Do you have any highlight for you that you would like to share?
I like that they didn't have self-checkouts. So you had to interact with the person at the checkout rather than go and do it all by yourself.
Yeah, you're extrovert, right? So you like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure many introverts hate that thing.
And also they don't have the TV, so you actually do have to talk to the
Talk to people.
yes.
Yeah, I'm also extrovert, so I like that thing. I don't mind talking to people, but I know many people do not want to talk, so they probably do not like that feature of Trader Joe's. Yeah, so I'll not go over the questions again. Both the groups covered the questions in detail. So I'll skip this slide. uh, what is your favorite product from the Trader Joe's? Oh, yeah, I mean, those of you who actually shop at Trader Joe's, this section, not many people shop at Trader Joe's, it looks like.
Yeah, I
Like,
like one of like the ice cream at there, like a mochi ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
They have
yeah,
some
I agree
good
with the ice
salads.
cream. No, you go first. You go first.
They have good like pre-made salads, so you just take it on the go.
Okay.
I agree with the ice creams, and also the candy I just show is like a green tea taste flavor, and it's like really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like their hand cream actually.
Hand cream?
Yeah. It's like pretty cheap. I think it's like $2 or $3 and it's like moisture.
Yeah, in my previous sections, there were 2 or 3 products that were really popular. One was everything but the bagel. That is very popular. And then there was another which I not able to recall and forgetting right now. But yeah, most of the students wrote those 2 or 3 items in their answers. So why is this case important, or why are we studying this case? And do you notice any similarities between this case and Southwest case?
Both companies' cultures are very hard to imitate.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, correct. Their culture, their industries are very competitive and unattractive, very thin margins, and still they have managed to make consistent profits, right? So these are the similarities. What are the learning objectives? So we see the fit among all the activities, the trade-offs, a lot of trade-offs, a lot of things that Trader Joe's does not do deliberately. It chooses not to do that, right? Like keeping the items for only 10 to 15 weeks, right? The scarcity strategy, um, not having self checkouts, all those things, right? And as the groups mentioned, the 2 groups presented, they mentioned that so many, competitors have tried to copy their model, but they straddle, right? They straddle, they are not able to uh, manage or balance the strategies. And then we'll see some ratio analysis. We'll see towards the end how we can use some of the ratios, financial ratios, to study the performance of the firms. So Trader Joe's knows its customers very well, right? It knows what they want. They do not try to follow trends. They make their own trends, and they do not keep very large quantities of SKUs, and they avoid middlemen, right? They do not buy from distributors or wholesalers, but directly from the manufacturers, right? It does not charge suppliers to slot their products. That is, um, like for other retailers, if they have taken products from suppliers, if suppliers have kept their products in their aisles, the retailers get money even if the product does not sell. They still get money from suppliers for keeping their products. But in this case, Trader Joe's only gets money when the product gets sold. Only when the product sells, only then they get money. Otherwise, they do not get money from the suppliers, right? And Trader Joe's pays its suppliers promptly. And you will find this point important because when you study the Amazon versus Walmart case, you will see that how Walmart stretches its accounts payable. It does not pays its suppliers immediately. It pays them after a long time, like 45 to 60 days. Uh, and Trader Joe's pays them instantly, right? Trader Joe's, of course, has pretty low SKUs. Do you know SKUs? What are SKUs? Right? Can anybody define
Stock,
SKUs?
stock keeping unit.
Yeah, stock keeping units. So it's basically uh, each unique alphanumeric code, right? So even two identical items may have different SKUs because they might have some slight differentiation amongst them, right? So it's just a reference number for tracking products in the inventory system. Then Trader Joe's keeps more than 80% private label items, right? And as the groups also mentioned, and we read in the case as well, that you won't find everything in Trader Joe's. So if you have to buy a Coke or something, you will have to go to other stores. So you cannot do every shopping there, but for the target customer, the target customers of Trader Joe's, it's enough. It's sufficient. Whatever it offers, it's sufficient for them. Then trade-offs, we see that makes a lot of trade-offs. It does not invest in technology, does not offer self-checkout lanes, it does not does marketing online. So when this case was written, it was 11 years ago. Has anything changed since then? So they have made an Instagram page from now. I mean, now they have an Instagram page, but they still don't have a Facebook or Twitter page or YouTube channel. So they don't spend much on marketing still, even in this day and age. What do you think? What do you think about their strategy that they do not have Facebook, Twitter page, do not have YouTube page? What do you feel about that?
I feel like in today's day and age, that definitely like hurts them a bit more compared to other retailers. Like, I'm sure if you didn't do this case study, you never would ever hear of Trader Joe's.
Right. Yeah, I also feel that when I mean there's I will quote the exact line that is in the case that um, if there are people talking about, if there are fanatic um, loyal fans who are talking about you on social media so much, then you should be a part of that conversation. Like for example, suppose somebody made a video on about Trader Joe's, and the official page of the Trader Joe's comes and comments something funny under that video. That video maker, that page will immediately pin that comment. That is they generally do, right? They will pin your comment. Oh, Trader Joe's itself came and commented on our video, and that you know increases the loyalty. That makes when you come across as funny, when you come across as relatable, that helps your marketing. So I personally feel that they should have more presence on social media, and they should be more active, like even on TikTok and all, Snapchat, whatever you can think of, they should be there.
But I think that
Did you find everything okay? So what do you have going on today? Any fun plans? No, it's such a beautiful day out. I'm thinking about maybe going to the beach later. Oh, this is so good. Have you tried it on avocado toast? Ugh, to die for. Oh, somebody's making tacos this week. Love that. Are you having a party? Oh, I haven't tried these yet. How are they? They look so picturesque, like those grapes you see in the Renaissance paintings. Ugh, just gorgeous. You got to. You got to. Oh, someone's a fan of the hash browns. I know they go fast. The truck comes in with a new shipment around Wednesday, around 3 o'clock. So if you come around then, you won't miss them. Oh, this one's good, but have you tried the Green Goddess seasoning? No? Caleb, grab me the Green Goddess. Yeah, I want to show her. You're gonna love it. I'll help you over here.
Looks like the receptionist is Elena and the customer is
No,
some introvert.
so I wanted to say that I think it hurts them, but also they're very secretive. They don't want to advertise. They don't want the competitors to know what they're going to do. So I think that's why they don't want to be active online. But it hurts them because realistically, anybody can send people to see what they sell and take pictures. It's not like a big secret what products they have.
Maybe I don't know why they don't do the marketing much,
I think
but
it's also cost efficient for them not to market.
I don't know. I don't think so. I personally feel that they should. So I'm less inclined to agree with that view. But anyway, I mean, yeah, this subjective question, and people can have different answers, different opinions. Uh, so yeah, so their hiring strategy is very much similar to Southwest, right? Like Southwest also wants people to joke around, crack a joke in their interviews and all, and they save money on whatever videos they create, and they used to write their own radio uh, ads. So yeah, that is their trade-offs. We see that companies need to have trade-offs if they have to adopt a unique strategy, differentiation strategy. Yeah, by the way, what do you think? Is Trader Joe's strategy differentiation or cost leadership or mix of two, or what strategy do you think?
It is a mix of the two. Cost leadership and differentiator.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a mix of two. But probably more of differentiation than cost leadership, right? Okay, financials. Did you see this chart? This table, I mean? Do you notice something in the table? What do you get? What
How
when you
tiny,
divide? Huh?
yeah, how
Yeah,
tiny this Trader Joe's is compared to the competitors.
yeah, tiny. That is true. Yeah, it is tiny. It's small uh, chain as compared to other big
And also
chains.
the sales are.
So if you divide the sales by area, that is amount of sales, or the dollar of sales per unit area per square feet, you will see that Trader Joe's is not the only one, actually, is only one of the two which has higher than one ratio, right? The ratio is highest, uh, more than two actually for Trader Joe's. Whole Foods is a little over one. Rest of them, it's less than $1 billion per million square feet, right? So Whole Foods is the second rank in terms of the ratio, and Trader Joe's is way ahead with more than two. So if you divide the sales by area, right? So how efficient Trader Joe's is, we get to see through this table. Then uh, we see some of the competitors of Trader Joe's here, and you'll see that despite Kroger's having the highest revenue, 9 times the Whole Foods, twice Safeway, But the cost of goods sold means cost price, how much you spend in producing the product, or cost price is very high. And that is why, despite having very high revenue, its gross profit is lesser than Whole Foods, right? And SG&A and other expenses. You know what is SG&A and other expenses? Anybody is familiar with this term? Finance people, you might have studied this. Accounting. SG&A is selling, general, and administrative expense. That is, it's like overhead, right? Selling means marketing. General is, yeah, random, insurance and electricity bill and all. Administrative, those expenses. So despite having high revenue, you might end up with similar net income as other competitors, because you have other expenses are very high. You see, Super Value has good revenue, but its cost of goods sold, and expenses, SG and other expenses and operating income. SG and other expenses and cost of goods sold is so high that it ultimately ends up with loss, right? So we are familiar with at least this part of the balance sheet, right? Which is profit margin, revenue minus expenses, or sales minus cost is profit or income. Means the same thing, right? And now, how to study these charts, and how to analyze them, and that is where DuPont Corporation kicks in. Like for example, return on equity. Return on equity is the profits generated per dollar of equity, right? Profit generated over shareholder capital. So if you want to visualize it through different angles, and that is where DuPont Corporation came up with some of its ratios. Like, it broke that single ratio into several parts to analyze it. Sales will get cancelled by sales, assets will get cancelled by assets, and we will ultimately get net income by equity. But we can analyze it through different angles. So let's see the first component. So basically, this is what measure of rate of return of shareholders, that the money shareholders are investing in your company, how much return are they getting, right? This is basically that return on equity, right? The higher the ratio is, the better is for the firm. And we can compare this with previous years, like what was our ratio in previous years, and we can compare it with other firms in the industry and other sectors as well, to know how profitable we are compared to our rivals and other sectors, right? So the first component is net income by sales. Net income by sales means if you sell $1, or you get $1 sale. So suppose somebody bought a product for $1 from you. For that $1, how many cents of profit is being generated? For $1 sale, how many cents of profit are you getting? Right? Makes sense? The higher this ratio is, the better. Right? So that is the first component, net income by sales. Are you able to follow? Right? Then the second component is sales by assets. So, which means you have some assets, you have some inventory and physical infrastructure and all. You have certain amount of assets like maybe $2 million, $5 million. You have a factory, you have some inventory, you have a building, I mean an office and all. So you have certain assets. So for how efficient our assets are, that is for $1 of asset or for $100,000 of assets or $1 million of asset, how much sales are we able to make? So can we maximize the amount of sales we generate with the assets that we have? So what do we need in this case? We need a good control of our inventory, our accounts receivable and accounts payable. Accounts payable means like Walmart does. Walmart does not pay its supplier immediately. So it has sold its inventory, it has got the money, but it has not yet paid its supplier. So it can, reduce the denominator and increase the numerator because it has reduced the inventory and it has increased its sales. And accounts receivable is, suppose you sell a lot of stuff, but maybe most of your customers buy on credit, that they have bought your product, but they do not immediately pay you. They will pay after 1 month. Like they bought the product on credit. They buy a lot on your credit. So your inventory will go down, but your sales will not increase. Right? So what are the terms you negotiate with your customers? That will also affect this ratio. And of course, lean manufacturing, right? We remember lean manufacturing, just-in-time manufacturing. So if we are able to reduce our inventory, then we can decrease our denominator and increase our numerator. So that way also asset turnover will increase. So it's just a way to visualize things, how we are doing these ratios. So if we see the first two terms, we see that they're basically margin performance. Margin performance is return on sales, that for every $1 sale, how much profit we are getting. That is our first ratio. And the second is asset turnover, which we can also call speed of velocity. Speed of velocity, it is called because how fast are you able to take out your inventory? How fast are you able to sell your inventory? And how fast are you able to get money for that inventory? Because if you have too much accounts receivable, that is, if a lot of your customers buy on credit, then that means your asset turnover is low. You are not getting money for what you have sold. Then third component is leverage. Leverage has like two popular formulas. One is asset upon equity and other is debt upon equity. Because it's assumed that if you have taken debt, if you have borrowed money from say bank or something, then you will use that debt for making assets, right? So now whether it should be high or low, it's a debate, because one way of looking at it is that if you have very low debt, then it's good for you, right? That is our general intuition, right? If you have low debt, then that is good for you. But the another way of looking at it is that if you have borrowed money, you can use that money for projects. Like you can use that money for building assets, like making another factory, opening another store, or buying more raw material or something. So you can grow your company faster and generate higher returns. So there are two ways of looking at it. Like for example, in the case of debt to GDP ratio, you have debt to GDP ratio of countries, right? Have you heard that term before? Debt to GDP ratio? I'm sure you must have. Do you know how much debt US has? What is debt to GDP ratio of US? What is GDP of US? What is debt of US? Anybody familiar
Yes,
with
the
that?
average is of like more than like a trillions.
Yeah, trillions. So how many trillions?
I'm not sure, but yes, I remember that's pretty more.
Yeah, Robert is correct. 30 trillion debt, 38, 37 trillion debt US have. And GDP is, guys, you should know your country's GDP. I'm very disappointed if you don't know your own country's GDP. Um, so it's like 30 trillion, uh, 30 or 31 trillion GDP, right? So, yeah, so it's about 120%, 1.25, 1.2. So, economists give the same logic in debt to GDP ratio, that very low debt to GDP ratio. So, two kind of countries have very low debt to GDP ratio. One kind of country is Kuwait, Brunei, because they are very rich. They are oil rich. They are filthy rich. So they don't need to buy. They don't need to borrow money from IMF, World Bank, or even from their banks, domestic banks, because they have too much money. So they have a lot of spare money or slack, right? So they're fine. They can finance their development projects like making highways, making dams for their for their population. They can finance those projects without borrowing money. But the other kind of countries that have very low debt to GDP ratio are countries like Afghanistan, Burkina Faso, Sudan, these kind of countries, which are basically devastated, and they are not, their governments are not borrowing money because they are not doing any, they are not undertaking any welfare projects. They are not doing any development projects for their country. So that is why they are not borrowing money, because what do you need money for if we are not doing anything? So economists generally say that there should be an optimum ratio. Like you should borrow money, so you should have some debt, that which shows that you are undertaking some welfare projects for your country, for your citizens. But it should not cross a certain limit. It should not be too high that in the future it becomes unsustainable, which the debate is going around for US debt. That US debt is unsustainable. It is increasing at too fast a way. So I'll give you an example. How fast is US debt increasing? So this fall semester, the fall semester that just went by, at the beginning of the class, at the beginning of the semester, I was teaching IB, international business, right? And the first lecture, I discussed this US debt. It was, I guess, 37 trillion at that time. And in December, when at the end of the semester, I discussed it again. And by that time, within 4 months, it has increased to 38 trillion. Within one semester, within 4 months, the US debt had climbed to 38 trillion from 37 trillion. And 1 trillion, which is not, many countries don't have that much GDP in total. And that much debt US is accumulating within 4 months is concerning, right? So economists generally say that that ratio of debt to GDP ratio should be somewhere around 60%. Debt upon GDP should be somewhere around 60% is sustainable ratio, is a good ratio. Should not be more than that, it should not be less than that. Similarly, leverage. So you can have debt, you can borrow money for undertaking some projects, through which you can build assets, you can hire some good engineers, you can hire some good brains. So you might need to borrow money, but it should not be too high that it risks your profile, or you have to file for bankruptcy. And how do we know what is the risk profile of a firm? Do you know what are financial ratings? What are what are some firms that assess risk profile of a firm, of an organization, and they give ratings for that. Heard of Moody's? You heard of Moody's? S&P, Moody's, Fitch. Guys, someone must have heard about them, right? Please. What do they do? What does that mean? Anybody?
I think they're credit rating agencies, so they rate
Yes.
debt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do they rate? So what does that rating mean? So yeah, basically they're credit rating agencies, as Catherine said,
How
which
ri
assess. Yeah, Lena.
the risk, how risky they are, how risky is to invest in their
Yes.
business.
Yes.
You might not get money back.
How risky it is to invest or give money, lend money to these organizations, and what is the probability of them returning your money? What is the probability of, and it's just not their credit rating agencies, they are not just giving ratings to companies. They can give ratings to banks, to countries, to any organization. US has a credit, they give rating to US as well, and US rating for the first time fell last year in 14. So before that, US rating fell in 2011, and in 14 years it fell for the first time. And fell means it went from AAA plus to AAA, or AAA plus to AA plus, which is very good. AA plus or AAA is also very good, but it had like AAA plus rating before that. So it means that US government, it just shows US government's prospects of defaulting on the loan that it has taken from investors, right? So other countries like India might have, I don't know, A plus or triple B plus, and countries like Afghanistan might have C minus or C double minus, something like that, right? So it just shows the probability of defaulting on your loan and whether you should lend money to that organization. That organization could be country, company, some provident fund, some pension fund, some bank, that could be anything, right? So the leverage basically shows us that you should not have such high debt that it affects your risk profile. Make sense? Are you able to follow? So then you can further break it down if you want to, but we are not delving into that here. But yes, you can, further break it down, the ratio, to analyze even deeper about the financials of a firm. Then I just wanted to uh, talk about a related news as well. I like including some news related to the case or chapter that we study. So, have you heard of this? Oh, no. I'll reach that later. Oh, I'll reach. Okay. I thought I'm already on the Kmart slide. Have you heard of Kmart, by the way? Right? It closed down recently. Right? But before that, this is another news. So, told you that everything but bagel is very popular, right? It's one of the most popular products of Trader Joe's. So it was it got banned in Korea because it has poppy seeds. It uses poppy seeds, so it falls under narcotic drugs, and someone was carrying it, and he got investigated on the airport at the airport for carrying these poppy seeds, which I found funny. And yeah, I was coming to Kmart. So Kmart was another very popular retailer in the past, and just 20 years ago, it had almost 1,500 stores. in the US, but it filed for bankruptcy, and I think it has just 4 or 5 stores now, and I think a couple of those stores are on Guam and Hawaii, I guess, if I remember correctly. I don't remember, but they're not on the mainland, and only 1 or 2 are on the mainland. So why was it famous? Because you know, just it had also very unique way of marketing. They would have 15-minute long, excuse me, blue light specials where they would flash a blue light and announce attention Kmart shoppers, and people would rush to buy the discounted goods. And the chain grew rapidly for several decades, and it was claiming the discount segment of the market that big box stores now dominate, like Walmart, Target, and all. BJ's, Walmart, Target. But yeah, it was very successful at one point of time, but it had filed for bankruptcy now. So we see how important it is to have a good strategy for a long time, because even the market leaders can fall from their supremacy position and be reduced to a bankrupt company. So this was all for
The grocery
one last video. Right, I forgot.
The grocery chain Kroger's introduced dynamic pricing model. So what they do is they raise the price on a hot day for like ice cream
I love
and
it.
water.
They're surge pricing my
I know.
Celsius.
But what's more despicable is they're working with this company. One is Microsoft and the other company is like a AI company. What they do is they place cameras so they will facial recognize you and they will raise the price
You're making me so
on
angry
the
right now.
item that you buy the most.
And this is why all technology is evil. I used
Yeah.
to be a big believer. Like, we're making the world better.
Yeah, but this is nuts.
Well, what they're all doing is they're
Yeah.
all building an infrastructure to f you over as hard
Yeah.
as possible. I will complain about all
It's like
prices.
raising the price of Band-Aid after like 9/11.
And let me tell you, they thought about it.
The grocery chain Kroger.
Yeah, so this was all for today, and we'll meet tomorrow. We don't have a Kahoot tomorrow, right? Next group would be group 3 when we finish chapter 6 tomorrow, right? So I'll send the questions to group 3. Yeah, and that's it. If you have any questions, you can stay. Otherwise, we meet tomorrow.